Shalom YouTube family, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, welcome to the family.
In today's video, we'll be giving you guys our first impressions of Kampala, Uganda.
Also on this channel, we'll be traveling throughout the continent to show you the real Africa.
So if you like this type of content, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Let's get into it. As you guys know, we were previously in Nairobi, Kenya, so we took Kenya Airways from Kenya to Uganda. The flight was turbulent,
To say the least.
to say the least. That pilot was whipping that thing like he stole it. And my stomach was in my throat. It was everywhere it shouldn't be. I was feeling very nervous and I was clutching him for dear life.
Very tight, like she was having a baby or something.
I was praying, I was reading the Bible, and I was listening to gospel music to calm my spirit. So, looking out the window, we saw Lake Victoria, which was very beautiful, and we also saw that it was very, very green. So we've already said in previous videos that we thought other places looked green, but oh my goodness, like the vibrancy of what we were seeing out of the window was just ridiculous.
So finally, we get to Entebbe Airport, and this is where things get a little struggly, to say the least. So when we usually get to different airports in the countries that we travel to, we like to get phone plans. So when we leave the airport, we'll be able to make calls to Ubers and stuff like that. So we get our phone plan, they hooking us up, and then it's time to pay. And the guy's like, so do you have cash? And I'm like, no, I only have card. So I go outside to the ATM, and all of the ATMs are broken. Well, they didn't have any money, should I say. And so I'm like, okay, that's strange. Well, maybe we can work something out. So we go back over there and he's like, so they don't have any cash. Do you know what else we can do? And he was like, basically like, you can try that place that was behind us. It was like a currency exchange. Obviously they're not gonna take exchange with a card. So that didn't work. And so basically he was like, well, since you don't have the cash, just, you could take it. So I was like, what?
Yeah, it was him, and it was a guy and a lady, and they were like, it's okay, don't worry about it.
Just go, like,
and we were like,
wasn't even tripping. I was like,
what?
I'm like, okay, well.
I was like, seriously?
That was a blessing.
I know, that
but
was a huge blessing.
he was like, maybe next time you come. So if we see him again to have the money, we'll for sure pay that.
Absolutely.
So after we got our phone plans, we had to go through customs in order to be able to leave the airport. So that's what we did. And while we were getting our bag scans, we seen one of the officers look at the screen for quite a long time. So after that, they asked me, do we have a drone? And I was like, yeah, we got a drone. That's like, you can't have a drone here in the country. And I was like, oh man, here we go. But thank the Most High, it turned out not to be a huge issue. They basically put it in the storage area to where we would have to come back and get it after our time here in Uganda. So we're gonna get that back when we leave. We also had a driver that was waiting on us outside. It kind of took a long time for all of this stuff to happen, and we told him. And shout out to O'Shea for actually sending a driver to come pick us up. So he a real one for that. So thank you. And so now it was time for us to go to our Airbnb.
On the drive to the Airbnb, we noticed once again, just like looking outside the window in the airplane, it was very, very, very green. It was very vibrant and lush. Like, it was beautiful. It was very hilly too. We both agreed that it was kind of reminiscent of when we were in Kigali. Like, except only like the green was like greener. I don't know if that makes sense, but it was like the colors were popping. So yeah, so it was really nice. And the Airbnb actual address wasn't correct.
Yeah, it wasn't.
So, cause it's not like America where there's all street addresses and stuff like that. So sometimes it's just like a pin in the Airbnb and it's not the correct address. So we ended up getting kind of lost, driving in the wrong direction for a little bit. And then we ended up going through some other directions. The Airbnb host actually sent us separate directions. And then we made it to where we were going.
After like 2 hours. So the Airbnb itself, when we first arrived, it did look like the pictures. It was nice. It was decorated very well, to say the least. But we did notice a few things were missing from the posting. So one thing was they showed that they had air conditioning. When we got here, it was more like a fan. Right.
It's an air conditioner, but you have to put water in it to make it blow cold air. But putting water in it does not make it blow cold air. It blows like half a degree cooler than without the water. So
also they said they would have a crib here, which no crib, and we was looking forward to that because we've been sleeping with our baby this whole time.
Right. He's been saying that for weeks. Like, I can't wait till we go to Uganda and she won't sleep with us. And there was no crib. It said there were baby toys, books,
nothing,
changing table. Nothing. None of that is here.
So that was a little frustrating to say the least.
Right.
But overall,
we can live without it.
We can
but
live
it was
without
supposed to be here.
Yeah. But overall, this is a great place, and we're enjoying our time even now here.
Right.
So after all of that traveling, we obviously was starving, so we was looking for the quickest thing we can get, and that was KFC.
Right.
We usually don't eat KFC because we don't like it that much for one, and it just fast food.
Yeah, so the guy that met us here, he told us to use the Jumia app.
Yeah.
And so we tried that, and it came super fast.
Like 15
fast.
And let me tell you guys, this was the best KFC we done had in any country we've been to so far.
Uganda got the KFC game on lock, okay? Everywhere else, your KFC ain't KFC, okay?
I'm telling you, it's the real deal. The chicken was seasoned to perfection, fries were how we like them.
Right.
And even the Sprite was the best Sprite we'd had.
That was the most carbonated Sprite. Like when you open, you know how when you open a bottle of soda, it goes psst, but it was like
it almost popped open.
Like I was like, oh,
it was crazy.
It was delicious.
So we're gonna be eating KFC here just because it's very good. Yeah. And then so after that, some time had passed, and the next morning came. So we was looking for certain things to do, and we found a mall where we can get some groceries and we can just get some food because we didn't have anything at the house to eat. I think it was called Acacia, if I'm saying that right. But it was a pretty nice mall, to say the least. They had a lot of stores that we recognized, a bunch of restaurants. They had a grocery store in there already, so that was very convenient. And they even had some games there that had virtual reality that was on the first floor.
Yeah, y'all know those little egg-shaped pods they have in malls. They had those, so.
But a beautiful mall, to say the least. And so when we got there, we immediately looked for something to eat, and we got some breakfast.
I don't remember what the place was called. We might put it on the screen for y'all because it was good. Yeah. We got waffles and pancakes, and they came with fruit, and it was like a lot of fruit, and the fruit was really good. Because you know when they give you like fruit cups or mixed fruit, a lot of times it's not good, but it was very good, and it came with tea. And
the waffles and the pancakes,
they were very good. The waffles were hidden. I like the waffles better
than the pancakes.
Yeah, so
they had real maple syrup. Most breakfast spots do not have real maple syrup, so that was a bonus.
Yeah, it was very good.
So overall, we do recommend it.
Yes. And then we went to the Carrefour, which was in there, to get groceries so that we'd have some stuff. And then this guy, thinking ahead, wanted to get something extra to eat for later so we wouldn't have to worry about getting anything else. Because right across the street, because we sat outside when we ate breakfast, so right across the street there was a place called Meza that had shawarma. And if y'all know from our previous videos, since we've been having shawarma places, he loves it. I think we had shawarma in South Africa, and then he loved Damascus shawarma in Mombasa. Like he can't stop talking about that.
But this shawarma was some of the best shawarma we've had on the continent. It was fire, bro.
And it was a thick boy. It was it was like this long and like this fat. It had fries and vegetables and all kinds of stuff, and it was delicious.
And then this probably was the highlight of our first day here, right? So our first 24 hours here. We went to a place called Cody Foods, where we wanted to get some local food because the driver told us this was a great place to try out to eat something local. So we got matoke, and I think it's luombe, or I might be saying it wrong, but we had that. And when I tell you guys, this local food was extraordinary. It's like something I've never had before.
My food was a whole production. When she brought it out, I was like, oh snap.
Like a banana leaf.
It was like a bunch of like huge banana leaves wrapped up. So she starts unwrapping it, and there's this huge piece of fish. It had vegetables and stuff stuffed in it. There were like green bananas and potatoes around it, and then it had like greens on top of it. And it was so good.
Yeah, it was savory.
It was so good. The fish was falling apart. It was cooked perfectly. He was getting the juice out of mine. He loved it, and he got chicken. His was really good too.
Yeah, the local chicken, and I think it was like, I think they call it matoke, but it was like the banana smashed, and that was actually really good too.
Very good.
With the ugali, you know, that's a staple in most African countries.
And fresh passion juice.
Yeah.
You know, if they got fresh passion juice, we bout that life.
Yeah, so I have to say, y'all local food is next level here.
It was
and I'm excited to try more local food. So that was just, our first 24 hours here. We still have so much more to do, and we're going to give you guys more content. So we want you guys to please stay tuned for that.
Also, if you guys have any recommendations of restaurants restaurants or just certain food items, entertainment, snacks for us while we're here, please let us know ASAP so we can see what we want to see. Because already we've only been here for a short amount of time, but we really do like it here. It's really nice.
Yeah, so it was a pleasant surprise being in Uganda. And
I did not research Uganda, so I didn't know what to expect.
Yeah. I did.
He looked, I didn't look.
And it was actually better than what I expected. Right. So that was, shout out to you guys for that.
Very pleasantly surprised.
Yeah. So with that being said, families, want to thank you so much for watching this all the way through and want to say we love you. As always, shalom.
Shalom.